Welcome to MeatballCraft, episode 37. Today we've got quite a few things to be getting on with, so let's get started. So I've passed some of the Draconic Evolution things. I've done Fire Dragon, Steel, Lightning and Ice, as well as Awakened Draconium. There is space for 4 more passive setups. There's a few things that we can't get but we'll probably need, such as the Diamond Lattice, maybe the Plorovian Matrix. So we've just set these up for now. It's all working just the same as the other ones were. These ones are very easy because you hardly have to do any filtering. This one was, slightly hard, as in I just had to filter it so everything would go into the right injectors, but apart from that it's all perfectly fine. And hopefully we'll have a nice passive supply of Awakened Draconium and such. One more fruit farm has also been put into operation, and that is for the Vigilant, which is the boss from Luna, and I put that one on. Oh, it drops nether stars? Oh, it didn't do that before. Right, I need to refilter it. And the reason I've done that is because it drops Luna ingots. And that seems very useful, so I'm going to actually refilter this because I didn't realise it dropped nether stars, and we could always have a few more nether stars. There we go. So yeah, that should just be getting us some Luna ingots. I don't really know how useful they are, what they're particularly useful. I mean we'll probably need them to make that. They make Luna dust, which is nice. Need it for the Luna stone chicken, and I bet this does something, doesn't it? No? Okay, well it's used for enough things that it's nice to have a supply. Okay, I've made a very, very, very large reactor. I think it's completely empty. I think I just turn it on with some fuel in, and or maybe I need a cell in there. I'll check. Okay, it now has a random amount of cells in, so... Oh, yep, it's cooking. Heat level is rising pretty rapidly. I also don't really have any protection from radiation, so maybe this is a terrible idea. Well, maybe, yeah, I'll take this. Got a shape card in. We'll take this over here. And then when this starts getting explodey, I think it just melts down. Oh yes, heat's going up nicely. Hopefully we've got enough fuel for it to melt down. Oh my goodness, it's actually producing a lot of power. Okay, well, yes, I'll go sit over here, wait for it to melt down and hopefully not die from radiation poisoning. Okay, the heat has happened. It is producing corium, so I should be able to chuck the builder down, chuck this in, and it should start pumping the corium up. Yes, there we go. I will need to automate this at some point. We only need 20 millibuckets each 100, so we don't really need that much, but I think what we can get. I thought this would destroy a lot more. It just seems to have kind of taken the bottom layer out. And which way am I facing? This way. Yeah, and the controller. I thought I'd get way more corium out than this. Seems just to be a little bit at the bottom. You only need a little bit for now. Maybe I needed more fuel cells in it to get more corium or something, but that would have been a lot. It's not pumping everything out. Oh, strange. I really was expecting more of the reactor casing to break. A little bit broke at the bottom. I'd say 64 blocks. It was only where the fuel cells were, so I assume more fuel cells, more corium. But just out of our experiment, I think we got a fair amount. Enough for now anyway. Yeah, look, 368,000. That's plenty for now. I mean, we'll obviously want more in the future, but I want my torturino. Yeah, so I'm just going to mark this place on the map, and then we will automate it, but for now I will just mark this on the map and we can come back for corium when we need it. For our first fluid, to be able to make the unholy radioactive mix, it's fairly simple. We have pigment hearts coming from the storage and being crafted into rotten flesh. The rotten flesh goes into the fluid infuser and is mixed with liquid life, which we made before. That goes into the central fugal separator, which turns this living flesh into biomass and potassium 41. And that just gets buffered into this drawer. Our next fluid is nitrogen 16, which actually we're going to have to stop because it's causing radiation. I didn't realize that. Oh, here we go. We're going to die now. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it caused radiation poisoning. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go and make some scrubbers. Oh my goodness. I'm going to just have to break the machine. I'm just going to have to break the machine. Stop, please. Oh my god. Well, that was clever. Right, we'll come back and discuss that one once I fix the slight problem of having radiated that chunk. Whoops. Okay, we're scrubbing the radiation away now. We should be fine. Basically, this one's really simple. We have a neutron irradiator which mixes milkiest chocolate with astral water, and that just produces the nitrogen we need and theobromine, which I don't know what that does. Oh, it's made to make unsweetened chocolate, so maybe we'll do that at some point just because we haven't eaten it yet. So yes, that one's nice and simple, and now it's not going to kill us. The next two liquids are also very simple. We have a mix of alchemical glue and ethereal fabric in a chemical reactor. This gives us tritium, which is one of the fluids we need, as well as radioactive ethereal glue. The tritium's buffered here, and the radioactive ethereal glue goes into the electrolyzer, and that's electrolyzed into 4 different liquids. Acetine, which is the one we need, molten thorium, molten neptunium-236, and molten neptunium-237. And we can use the molten neptunians to be able to make the final fluid, which is molten LEN-236 fluoride fuel. The way to do it is just to combine both of these in a chemical reactor with fluorine, which of course we know isn't actually the easiest thing to get in the world, and that will make the liquid and then in the salt mix, so you can just mix them together. And now our final fuel is set up. We are just extracting the 2 neptunians into the chemical reactors with fluorine from our old system. I put priorities for it to fill the ender tank over the other things because of the flib not needing that much. Hopefully that's fine. We really do need to up the fluorine production and get more bees, but I'm reluctant. They mix together in the salt mixer and they produce our LEN fluoride fuel. And I don't know how much we need hardly any to actually make the unholy radioactive mix. So I'm just going to hook all this up with lasers underneath this, including the bit of corium that we've made as well. And then hopefully we'll be making the unholy radioactive mix. Everyone's been hooked up and we should now be producing the unholy radioactive goo, and it looks really fast. So yep, we've already got 2,000. I can't remember how much we actually need in the grinder. Oh, like 100 to make it millions. Okay, well that's a problem solved. Obviously the corium is still not automated, etc, etc. We'll get around to it at some point. I am aware that, it's good to automate these sort of things, but we've been doing this for quite a while, so it's nice to actually just get something a bit more just completed for now. We have a grinder filled with our unholy radioactive mix, which just caused radiation when I put it in. Oh, is it actually causing radiation? I wouldn't be surprised. There we go, shining sandstone. Oh, we get tons of it. So this is only to make the cursed sapphire. We do need to make the dense vibrating chunk. Once we have that, we're all good. Then we just need to make the actual things. So this takes 10. Oofed, lots of things. Now we should just be able to put in the shining sandstone chunks and the dense vibrating chunks that are just made very easily. And yep, there we go. That should work. What hit me? Oh, it's more of those rainbows, I think. They're everywhere. I hate them. Yes, now we should have our sapphire. I'm quite out of oxygen, aren't I? I need to eat some more apples as well. The radiation is not my friend, and I am sick of putting radiation scrubbers everywhere I do like small crafting, so go away. Go away. Okay, I'll leave that one. So, yes, we should now have our sapphire. Ooh, 64 cursed sapphire. And we get a quest. Oh, and then there's a better hazmat suit, but who cares? I think we should now be able to make the 12 power units. Okay, we're missing something still. Okay, we just need some more translucent catalyst and then we'll be able to craft it. I lied, we can't quite craft it yet because I haven't upgraded the fusion injectors to chaotic. I am just waiting on some of this to finish. Is it these ones? Yes, it's these cores and stuff. So I'm just waiting for them and then I will be changing these injectors to chaotic and then we'll be able to craft it. Don't forget to not connect your flux plugs directly to premium power cells or they just pop off every time you relog. So I spent a long time in this world without them doing anything. I was really wondering why I didn't have more of the shards from the glue. I was going to check, see if you connect them to a cryo-stabilized flux duct first, they work fine. If you don't, they pop off. So yes. I was like, why have we not got any corrupt shards left? And this is why we don't have any corrupted shards left, because it's not running. Okay, the crafting of the power unit seems to be working fine. Oh, it's power hungry. Oh, it's really power hungry, isn't it? Interesting. Yeah. Oh, 9 billion RF. Okay, this is going to take a while. I didn't realize it took 9 billion RF. Is the flux plug... I'm not entirely sure actually where the flux plug is. It was down here. Oh no, I have no idea where the flux plug for powering all of this is. Is it on top of one of these? Ah, it is. Is this disabled limit? Disable limit. Oh my goodness. Well, that was a lot of RF for a second there. Is this faster now? Oh, that's way faster now. Oh, that's a lot of power. Let's see what that looks like in the energy orb. Oh, That was so much power. It's taken out of... It has like... No. Oh yeah, look, that's so much power. It's actually draining the capacitor bank buffer. I assume it hasn't emptied this. Imagine if it emptied that in 2 seconds. No, that's still got lots left. It just fills up secondary to that one for some reason. Oh my goodness, that's... Well, we're not making these every day. No wonder they're called power units. They take all the power. I love Torturino Essentia filling. This is amazing. And we now should have the 12 power units that we need. Woohoo! One step closer. Is that a... Yeah, that was a quest. Now we're into the new age. We should be able to make this. Why is that so hard? Oh, bright steel. We don't have bright steel. So yeah, we need to get into the mythical miners, but we're going to do that anyway. I did get that, but I've used it already. Make more abyssal nomicons. Probably a good idea. Yeah, I don't know what's in Lindenworm. I don't want to do this. Place a weakened draconium box around a draconic reactor and make it go boom. Don't want to make it go boom. I guess we're going to have to, and then we'll be able to unlock some more things. We'll do that later. We're focusing on the mythic miners for now. And finally, I have set up the 3 mythic shell tier 3 resource miners. We just have the Vital Lymph going in one and the Galactic Matter going in the other, and we are producing all the drops, which are being buffered in the tank, even though it's not really necessary. Additionally, I have had to make some Nether Star seeds. I only had enough Withering Souls to make 7 Cruxes, so we've only got 7, but I'll fight a few Withers and hopefully get the remaining 4 that we need. There might actually be some downstairs, I just haven't looked. That's just because we were kind of running out of Nether Stars, and we need more Wildwood Stars to be able to make the Galactic Matter. Let me just chuck these down here. Oh, no, that's not how I do this. As you may remember, I always put the tokens in the token totem here to make power, and well, I didn't quite realise how much more power the 21, 22 and 23 tokens make. Before, when we were using the 20 token only, we were getting 2 million RF per tick. Now I've put the 3 new ones in, you get 20 million RF per tick just from having a few more tokens, and I'm sure that's been buffed. I'm sure it wasn't that good before. So yeah, I was a bit kind of worried about the power, thinking, oh, I'm probably going to have to make another Tree of Life because it's kind of getting through the buffer of our 4 million, and especially with some new mythic resource miners. But no, not a problem. We're making, what, 22 million RF per tick, or almost 23 million RF per tick. And it's only now going to take us 640 years to fill the Draconic Energy Core instead of 3,000. So this totem is so overpowered. It's so easy to set up, and the best power gen at the moment. So I'm very pleased with this. I've also gone ahead and made the chickens for each of the places. I have to wait on the Chalcedony one because we don't have enough of the Coral Stone yet, which is waiting on the Mythic Miner. And I've also made the Chaos Chicken, which makes chaotic eggs, which are used to make molten chaos, which makes chaos shards and chaos ingots. So these should passively produce us some eggs, which will be very useful for the ingots from those dimensions. I've also just set up the deep mob learning for the different bosses from the dimensions. They mostly, apart from the statues, just give you the Thorncraft seals, but those seals are used to make these things in the Infusionator. I assume we can get all of them from just these mobs, so that's going to be really beneficial, just because these are a pain to craft normally. It's just easier if you can just get them from this, so that means all the infusion stones should be much easier to get now. I think the next thing for us to do, now that we've set up all the tier 2 miners, or the tier 3 mythic shell miners, is to do this ancient elven knowledge. It's the next quest in the quest book. We also have this one where we have to explode the draconic reactor. I don't think I want to do that right now. So is this something we can do actually? No. So next is the ancient elven knowledge, which is just phonium, shadonium, a couple of runes of pride, and a bit of bright steel. And now we've got the eggs, we can make that really easily. I should just be able to chuck these on to here, and there we go. And it didn't even take much mana, so if I just put the living rock on there, right click, we now have ancient elven knowledge, and we've now unlocked the bright steel forging stage, which means we can make some bright steel armor if we want. I don't know if it's better than what we have at the moment, to be honest. Is it in here? Yeah, there's the bright steel armor, and we can super enchant it. Does it say in here? Yep, no. Oh, there it is. So, I mean, you get quite a lot of protection. I still don't know if it's better than what I've got. I might just leave that one, to be honest. Oh, we even got the runes back. So I don't actually know how beneficial that was. I don't know if I actually want the bright steel armor, but we can make it if we want. We'll probably make it at some point anyway, just for fun, but I think our Mithmanite one, is it Mithmanite? Yeah, I still think that's better. Just looking ahead in the quest book, we are going to need some honeycomb ingots to be able to make the empowerment core and actually the Ethereum. So it's probably best if we do get the honey smelter bee, which is a mix of the graduate and the smelter bee. I'm not sure what we have, but I'll just do a quick bit of pre-reading and then craft a few of these honeycomb ingots, and I'll maybe figure out a way to auto-craft them as well. Luckily, I actually already do have a graduate bee and a smelter bee, so we can just combine them and we have the honey smelter queen. So that was actually way easier than I thought. I'm not quite sure how many honey smelter ingots we'll need, but here's just a really simple setup for it. I basically just have the bee in the middle of an automation upgrade, so it just goes forever. Its drops are being extracted from the bottom into a drawer with a void upgrade. We can keep them if we need them, but I don't know how useful they'll be. Then we just have iron ingots coming from a personal EMC link being put onto the flower pedestals, and then when they turn into honey smelter ingots, it's filtered just to extract those and put them into storage. So we should be getting a fair supply, and this will just run passively in the background. One other thing that we need is 64k ME storage components, and that's because our next task is to make the diamond lattice. And before we can actually do this recipe, which is the only one we had unlocked before, the bright steel forging stage unlocked these recipes, where we can use singularities, these neodymium magnetic alloy ingots, as well as the 64k ME storage component to be able to make the diamond lattice. And these are, and they're not really expensive, but they need a bit of crafting, but we can make the 1k storage devices much more easily, and that's with the Ogrite crystal matrix. And to be able to make this, I've set up a tiny little system. It's not automated really, it just requires me putting stuff in so I can batch craft some of this, and eventually I will set this up to be more permanent. So it's just melting Ogrite, making it into primal Ogrite. This molten primal Ogrite gets centrifuged into decay-inducing matter and energetic Ogrite. It goes into these drawers. The decay-inducing matter is used later on for liquid for the definer. I think that's all it does. The energetic Ogrite goes into a crystallizer and we get Ogrite crystal matrices, and that will make us 6 1k ME storages instead of 1, so it's just a little bit more efficient. I took 8 stacks of Ogrite, and from that we got 3,679 crystal matrix. So I think it's only like 10 millibuckets per crystal matrix, so it's really a small amount. Oh yeah, this has been fruitful. So I'm just gonna batch a lot of 64k ME storage things so that we can make some diamond lattices. I don't quite know how many we'll need, but considering everything else, I'd say a fair amount. One of the other things that we need to be able to make the crystal matrix is electrum singularities. So I have set up a little quantum condenser over here and 9 alloy furnaces, which make us the electrum singularity, which is used to make the diamond lattice. There are some other ones, enderium, lumium, signalum, and manulin. I thought this would be easiest. Right now, I'm just using purely the ones from the alloy furnace to put into here. It's very slow. We haven't even made 1 yet, even though we have 9. So either I extend this or I will link up to the system. I just didn't want to drain all the electrum supply that we already have just by making these singularities. So I kind of wanted it independent, but in the end, it might be better if we need more diamond lattices in the future. So we'll just be leaving that running. We do have 1.5 million electrum in the system, so we would have quite a fair amount, but there's 5,000 ingots in each singularity, so I mean it could really easily be eaten up. Another thing that we need to be able to make the lattice, which I haven't bookmarked, is these neodymium magnetic ingots, and to get these we need another sky steel, which I think the automation on that's pretty bad so far, but that's fine, and a neodymium earth, and we only need to make 1 neodymium earth, and then we can just use UU matter to replicate it, and we've got quite a lot of UU matter. Oh yeah, it is going up slowly, but we can always add more recyclers. I think I slowed the system down because we weren't using it. So we just need 1 neodymium earth and we can replicate that and we can get tons. It should be replicable. I don't know, we just need the magma slimy dirt from the nether, which we don't have, but that's easy to get, and then we should be able to make it. Okay, I should now have everything for the diamond lattice. I'm not actually 100% sure if it will craft in here. Yeah, I feel like it's not going to craft in here because it is an unlockable recipe. So I'm going to change it to a processing pattern, and it will make the diamond lattice. And I will take this down and put it in the crafter. We do have a crafter down here, this one. So I'll put it in here. This normally has stuff for recurring recipes, but we can just add that one, put on external, and hopefully now we'll be able to request for a lattice. So the lattice, yep, should have everything. Didn't take too long to craft, you'd imagine. Okay, I have to go check on it. Right, well, I don't think the crafter can craft it actually, so we'll just have to make it in here. So I will instead, if I can I reach it? Oh no, I have to break that. I'll put it in here, so the recipe, not the actual thing. I'll put it in there, and then the crafting ingredients will come into the storage crate when we have them, and we'll be able to make more diamond lattices. For our next quest, we need to make a block of orichalcum, or orichalcus, and I haven't made any of this particularly because I didn't want to, and we can't make this yet because we do not have the crystallized corruption, so we're going to have to make 45 orichalcus in this way, which means we'll need 45 medals for heroism. I can't remember how many we have. Have a look, we have 28, so we're getting there. We've got enough tickets to fight him. It's just going to be a little bit slow and a little bit annoying, so I'll try and grind that out. And the reason we need 5 blocks and not just the one is because this is going to be used for the creation altar, and that requires 5 blocks. I assume one goes under the middle, though I can't see it. So yes, we will need 45, and that's the only way to get it, of course. So yeah, we've got plenty of Gaia spirits and Gaia spirit ingots, so that's not the problem. It is just the medals, and we've already got 28, so just 17 more and then we're fine. And after a bit of fighting, we have 48 medals for heroism because we've got 3 from the tear dry bags. So yeah, we have enough to be able to make the orichalcus. We also need 90 Gaia spirit ingots and 180 Gaia spirits. We have 18, but we should be able to make 90. And we definitely have enough Gaia spirits because of all this fighting that I did. So, I mean, at least that was worth it. So now we should have everything. So if I put 4 Gaia spirits, 2 Gaia spirit ingots, a gilded mashed potato, and a medal for heroism, we should get the orichalcus. And it's going to take a very long time. I know really I should make the guilty mana pool. If this runs out, I'll make it. If it doesn't, I don't care. I'll do it later. But I think the thing that was holding me back was the orichalcus, but it's fine. See, look, we can do it. It's just going to take a long time. So I know I should automate this. I know. I don't want to. I'll do it at some point. As I feared, we're actually out of mana, and we still have quite a few left, so maybe beneficial to stop and make the guilty mana pool, but maybe it's not too bad. A little while later, and we now have enough orichalcus to be able to make the 5 orichalcus blocks that we need to be able to make the creation altar. And technically the quest doesn't tell you to make the creation altar, it tells you to make the Proxima artifact, but that's the same thing, because you need the creation altar to make it. And this is the creation altar. It's not too hard to make. It is a little irritating having all the inputs and outputs on the bottom, but I'll just have to consider that in my design. And it is a little bit expensive. This is the most expensive. So we're going to need 12 lattices plus a lot more lattices to be able to make the ingots, but we should be able to manage it if we just push. I'm a little surprised actually, but we actually do have enough to be able to make the crystal matrix straight off, no waiting. So yeah, it's a good thing we put the singularities on passive, and we have plenty of Ogrite crystal matrix at the moment to be able to make it. And here is our creation altar, all ready to be filled with fluid to be able to make the Proxima belt artifact, though we're a little ways off. So there are 6 liquids required in the creation altar, and those are life essence, liquid starlight, liquid P, liquid death, liquid LP, and molten californium. We already have a supply of life essence, liquid LP, liquid starlight, and liquid PE. Liquid death is actually really easy to make in this pack. It's just molten iridium mixed with void metal ingots, so we can easily just set up a little automation for that. And the last one is molten californium 250, and I think we're making that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we are. So I'll have a look, and we may need to upgrade the processing a bit in the future. But for now, I think we'll probably have enough to at least make this, and then we'll increase it later on. Here's my little setup for making liquid death. So easy. It's just iridium being melted from the system, mixed with void metal ingots in a fluid enricher and stored in this buffer, and then it just goes to an ender tank. I'm definitely going to need to upgrade the reactor. I took all the californium that we had so far and we only got 5,000, then we need at least 20,000 to just be able to make this. So we can kind of just push for it at this point and just make a bunch, but we will need to sort out the system because currently this kind of gets stuck and put back into the system when it's depleted instead of going back over here. So none of these ones are actually working, so I'm just having a bit of a rush on speeding this up a bit. So I've put the torturino here to speed up the production, and then I'll just put it at the top and hopefully that's enough californium. But we are getting lots of LEP-239 fuel from running this one, running it through the fuel processor, so maybe we'll make diminishing returns or something good like that. A little time later, and I have upgraded a whole line of reactors to get californium 250. I still don't believe it's that fast. I have put the torturino down here on the TBU fuel just to get more. It's actually surprisingly powerful. It's making, where is it? So it's over here. Yeah, 5 million RF per tick when I've torturinoed it, so that's pretty nice, and we've got so much thorium, it's not even a problem. This is a little slow. These ones consistently have enough in. This one, however, it doesn't really. I just don't think we get that much plutonium from the TBU and from this fuel. But it's fine. If we go up to the top, we are slowly making the californium 250. There it is. We have enough at least to do what we wanted. I can remember how to spell it. If I see the uses for it in the creation altar, it's not used that many times. We'll need quite a lot to make our first unidentified ingot. We need 20,000 to make the Proxima artifact, which you can make. 10 for this, whatever that is, 100 if you want to make blood master blocks, and 50 to be able to turn unidentified eggs into unidentified ingots. So I think it will really just be twice. We need a large amount, just twice ever. So I think the system should keep up with that, especially when the torturino is gone, because then it'll definitely be a lot slower. But it's something. I don't think we need bigger than a 9x9 reactor. If we needed to, we could in the future. I have dismantled the other reactors, so we've got a few bits and bobs. Eventually, I will also do the other lines, but at least Californium 250 is now up and running a bit better. I think that's a good place to wrap up the episode, so thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.